We never paid any heed to the ancient prophecies.
Warcraft 3 Reforged. Developed by Blizzard Entertainment together with Lemon Sky Studios, Reforged launched on 28th January 2020. It attempts to modernize the 2002 classic with its fully overhauled graphics, updated animations, and audio-enhanced environments, plus a rebuilt world editor to support custom maps and mods. Fuck yeah. On paper, it promised to return us to glory, with the same beloved campaigns from Reign of Chaos, and of course, the Frozen Throne, but with modern sensibilities. In practice, reception was rocky. Critics gave it mixed reviews, noting improvement in visuals, but complaining of missing features and poor design choices. Many players were more negative, me being one of them. Shit was nasty. At launch, it became one of the lowest scored Blizzard games among user reviews. For 2025, it still holds value in some regard, especially if you're nostalgic or enjoy custom maps. But it's more a trip down memory lane than a polished modern RTS. Age of Empires 4. Developed by Relic Entertainment in collaboration with World's Edge, Forgotten Empires, and Climax Studios. This banger was released on 28th October 2021. On Steam, it's among the RTS heavyweights, and boasts its girth proudly. Its anniversary edition holds overwhelmingly positive reviews, 86% positive across 25,000 plus reviews, and strong recent sentiment. The game brings 8 diverse civilizations to life, each with distinct units and playstyles, plus a robust campaign spanning hundreds of years of history. From the Dark Ages to the Renaissance, reviewers praise its slick gameplay, strategic depth, and accessibility, noting it strikes a fine balance between being approachable for newcomers and challenging for RTS veterans. For 2025, AoE 4 remains a standout, great for anyone wanting historically grounded RTS with strong multiplayer and modern touch, arguably one of the best general-purpose RTS games out now. Age of Mythology Retold. The original Age of Mythology, by Ensemble Studios, came out in 2002, a unique twist on RTS combining historical settings with mythological pantheons, Greeks, Egyptians, Norse, Atlanteans to name a few, legendary heroes and god powers that shaped gameplay. There's something to enjoy about beating the living shit out of a civilization with Zeus. Retold is the remastered edition of the 2002 classic, released for PC on the 4th of September 2024. With console release in March 2025, it updates art, animations, and UI, while preserving the core myth-driven RTS gameplay, letting players summon mythical units, call upon gods for their favor, and build unique, myth-themed civilizations. Critics and fans widely welcomed the remaster. Praise went to its faithful recreation, improved visuals and soundtrack, and how it revived the myth RPG meets RTS formula. Some minor criticism arose, pathfinding issues or occasional bugs, but overall it's considered a high-quality modern update to a beloved classic. For a 2025 RTS lineup, Retold remains ideal if you enjoy a blend of historical flavor plus fantasy, mythical flair, a refreshing contrast to strictly historical or military RTS games. Starcraft 2. Developed by Blizzard Entertainment, originally hit in 2010 with Wings of Liberty, and was followed by expansions Heart of the Swarm and Legacy of the Void. Set in a sci-fi future, this title stands out with its asymmetric, tri-faction design, that bin Terran, Zerg and Protoss, fast-paced gameplay, high skill ceiling, and deep strategic and micromanagement requirements. Its single-player campaigns tell an epic galactic saga, but where it shines, maybe in 2025 just as much as at launch, is competitive multiplayer, refined balance, high replay value, and enduring community support. For a top 10 video in 2025, StarCraft 2 remains a benchmark for RTS depth and competitiveness, a must-mention for any serious RTS list.
Our dynasty has waited long enough.
Tempest Rising. One of the freshest entries on the list, Tempest Rising, from Slipgate Ironworks with 2B Games, and published by 3D Realms / Knight's Peak, Launched in April 2025, it's set in an alternate history post-nuclear world where human factions fight over a mysterious energy resource called Tempest. The gameplay draws heavy inspiration from what we would consider a classic RTS: base building, resource control, unit production and high-tempo skirmishes, but mixed with modern graphics, updated UI and polished design. Critic reviews are favourable. It's described as a triumphant return to classic RTS roots, with engaging campaigns, distinct factions and satisfying mechanics. On Steam, user reviews as of late 2025 are strong. Very positive recent sentiment, and many players praising how finished and enjoyable the game feels compared to many modern RTS attempts. For 2025, Tempest Rising works as the new blood in RTS. Great for fans of classic base building strategy who want something fresh but familiar. If this one doesn't give you a throb, then damn you nasty cur. StarWars Empire at War. A beloved classic hybrid RTS/real-time tactics game, Empire at War lets players wage war across the galaxy and on the ground, combining fleet-scale space battles with planet-side ground combat. This dual-layer gameplay makes it stand out. One moment you're commanding fleets between star systems, the next you're managing squads of infantry and vehicles on planetary surfaces. Enough to give any fan a wet dream. Its appeal lies in bringing the rich lore and epic scale of the Star Wars universe into tactical and strategic gameplay. Even years after release, many return to it for nostalgia, large-scale battles, and flexible gameplay that blends macro management with micromanagement. For a 2025 RTS countdown, it's a strong pick if you want to highlight a game that combines big-picture strategy with cinematic, franchise-flavored battles. Beyond All Reason. An open-source, real-time strategy game inspired by classics like Total Annihilation and Supreme Commander. Beyond All Reason offers massive-scale battles with potentially hundreds of units, complex resource economies, and deep strategic depth. What really impresses many players and critics is its optimization. The scale, large-scale fights that feel more like large wars than skirmishes, and the freedom, custom maps, mods and community content help it feel alive and evolving. Really gets the blood pumping. Beyond All Reason is arguably one of the best indie community successes, offering a fresh, free alternative to big-budget games, with enormous battles and a passionate community. Great if you want to show that RTS is not just alive, but evolving and throbbing aggressively outside the mainstream. TotalWar Warhammer 3. Developed by Creative Assembly and released on the 17th of February 2022, while it blends turn-based grand strategy on the campaign map with real-time tactical battles, many RTS fans appreciate its real-time battle segments, massive fantasy clashes with armies of dozens or hundreds of units, legendary heroes, magic, and strategic army composition. What makes it stand out is the sheer scale and depth. Different factions, rich lore from the Warhammer universe, unit variety from infantry to monstrous creatures, and a grand strategic layer where every decision shapes the fate of your empire. In 2025, it offers something different from classic base-building RTS. More macro strategy, plus epic battles, plus fantasy elements. Broken Arrow. A modern warfare RTS released 19th June 2025 by Steel Balalaika Studio, published by Slytherin. Broken Arrow pushes for realism. Contemporary factions like the Americans or Russians, modern combined arms units, detailed unit customization, and a resource management system focused on recycling and adaptation rather than endless base spam. In 2025, it stands out as a bold modern war RTS that attempts to reinvent the formula. Rather than medieval or fantasy, it gives you plausible modern combat scenarios, rigid unit balance, and tactical depth. For players looking for something grounded, gritty, and strategic, this is a strong new generation contender. Manor Lords, developed by Slavic Magic, solo developer Greg Steichen, and published by Hooded Horse, Manor Lords launched into early access on 26 April 2024. Unlike a classic base building plus unit command RTS, Manor Lords blends medieval city building, economy and resource management, and real-time tactical battles. You grow a village from scratch, manage supply chains, trade routes, seasonal cycles, and population welfare, then also lead armies or militias in realistic battles that consider fatigue, weather, morale, and equipment. Steam reviews are predominantly positive overall, with very positive user rating across several tens of thousands of reviews. But recent reviews are a bit more mixed, reflecting that the game is still evolving in early access. For a 2025 game list, Manor Lords works as a strong hybrid strategy pick. It shows how modern RTS-ish games can go beyond traditional combat plus base building, combining social simulation, historical atmosphere, city management, and tactical warfare into one immersive medieval experience. And that brings us to the end of this top 10 list of RTS games you must play in 2025. If you liked the video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. See you in the next one, cuz.